Okay, we are live. Let me just check on my phone that we are live. Yes, we are. It's all got to check. So big welcome to Jess Crane into here. In fact, I'll add you to the group afterwards as well in case there's any questions. But big welcome. Thanks for giving us the time to come in here.
Amazing. Thanks, Anna. Always a pleasure.
So I know we've inside this group this week and last week we've been talking a lot about the Amazon challenge, and actually a lot of you have made that step into kind of working with me long term to build a purposeful brand, and I think that's why I wanted to invite Jess in here because I wanted her to discuss this whole journey of what she's been doing. When was it you launched? It was a few weeks ago now, wasn't it?
The clothing, yeah. So the
Yeah.
just after we had our launch party on the 16th of September, and then we launched a couple of days after that.
Yeah. So Jess, I thought Jess was the ideal person to come in here and sort of share really her journey and the story around her brand because ultimately we do want to be building not only a brand but a purposeful brand. And I think you are a really good example of that. So, and it's been fab also more recently working with her on Amazon as well, because she's doing it all. She's built her own Shopify site for all her products as well. So I think this will be really inspiring for some of you that, because a lot of people I tend to work with are like from the beginner side of things, but also there's been a lot more people recently that, in fact, a couple of people have joined the challenge and my Amazon 101 program who already have a business. They might already have a service-based business or they might be an online coach where they're into this whole, building multiple income streams.
Yeah.
So even if you're listening to this and you are a beginner, I always think this is the vision anyway. Um,
Yeah, always start with the long term, the bigger vision in mind.
yeah,
Like it might take you a little while to get there, but I would say like your long term purposeful vision is like your North Star, and every decision you make along the way, you kind of stay on that path to is this aligned with the bigger long term vision? Yes or no? And if it's a no, get rid of it. If it's a yes, keep going.
yeah, exactly. So I'm really excited about this because also you can help give back as well. Once you're building a business and a brand and you gain some momentum, you gain some success, that's your chance to think about those kind of communities or charities that you really want to help. So t-
Yeah.
tell us, Jess, how this all began.
So we rebranded as SheO Collective actually this time last year, because before that my brand was much more of a personal brand, and yes, it was a six, seven figure brand. It was more in a specific niche industry, and again, I always knew that the vision was so much bigger than that. It was so much bigger than one niche. It was so much bigger than being about Jessica Crane. So I had actually Jojo Smith, who from Creative SaaS. She came on board and she helped develop the SheO Collective brand, because we really needed that clear brand to take us to the
Yeah,
next level. So we were like, the Jessica Crane personal brand was a six, seven figure brand, but it wasn't an eight figure brand. Um, so we kind of really needed to develop what that looked like, what the
yeah,
morals, the brand, the culture, the beliefs, the purpose. Like the purpose has always been there, but it gives you like building that brand gives you better foundations to actually achieve those things. And even just now, we've been planning our annual event, and it's so easy to plan your marketing, your events, your all your things because you're like, does it align with the brand? Yes or no? If it's a no, it's out. If it's a yes, it's in. And
yeah,
just
yeah.
like so many things, like it's just so much easier. So yeah, so we kind of have been Shio Collective for a year now.
And
Um,
actually, on that note, for people who are listening to this who might maybe thinking, God, yeah, I need to sort out my brand because I know a lot of people do think, branding, especially when we're doing physical products, oh yeah, we just slap a logo on it. Whereas it's so much deeper than that, isn't it? It's like all the
yeah,
values that you align with, the purpose behind it. And also the visual part of it is just is a part of it, isn't
Part
it?
of it. Yeah, yeah, and that's something that Jojo taught me massively is like the branding part is like the icing on the cake, the cherry, but you have to build the cake, right? So you've got to know what's inside. You've got to know the values, the mission, the principles, all of those things. And I remember having it was this time last year having a day with Jojo, and it's like you've got to pull all of those things out of you, your brand, what that looks like, your culture, your vision, your mission, your principles, all of those things. And literally, like at one point, I was like, I don't know who I am anymore. I was like, I don't know. Because you're kind of putting all these things together and like, what makes you stand out from another brand? What makes people want to come and be part of your movement? Because for us, that was the thing. It's not about Jessica Crane. My goal is a global movement of women who are financially secure, have multiple streams of income, have financial security, who they then can trickle that down into their family and kind of have that knock-on effect in their business, their team. Like the more women that do well, the better everybody does, and I think particularly now is a great time to be talking about it because we're in October and it's a domestic abuse awareness month. And for me, that's kind of really the whole foundation that underpins is that if we can help more women become financially secure, financially independent, that is the kind of bigger movement and the goal for the business ultimately.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Love it. And you know why I love it. Um, cool. So you spent all of that time focusing on the new brand, and obviously you were saying about the you had an annual event anyway before you were doing the rebrand, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
And so tell us then, obviously it's all about, women financially free, all of that kind of stuff. But what is then the vision of what you're building?
So our vision is I want you to imagine that you've got a Selfridges, a Harrods, a luxury department store for female entrepreneurs, and you walk in, and obviously right now, vision one is that is virtual, that is online. Our online stores are a Selfridges, a Harrods. You go in as a female entrepreneur, and everything you need to build your business, community, events, seminars, clothing, accessories, everything you need to help you and support you and to build your business is in one place. Um,
Yeah.
that's where we want to go. That you're like, you are a female entrepreneur and you immediately think, I need to go to CEO Collective. And whether that's plugging into the community, coming attending events, coaching, courses, or like the clothing. And I think the other thing is we also wanted to, yes, predominantly it's female entrepreneurs, but the second question then was, how do we give back to others, right?
Yeah.
Because who are not yet on that path. Um, so every item that is purchased, there is a donation that goes back to Women's Refuge. So that yes, predominantly our clients are 6, 7, 8-figure female entrepreneurs, badasses, killing it.
Mm.
But equally, we want to then be taking from that and giving back to those so that we can help those others onto that journey as well.
Yeah. And why did you pick that kind of
Women's
charity? Yeah,
Refuge.
yeah, yeah.
So as a child, I was in domestic abuse environments a lot as a child, and we used to spend weekends in Women's Refuge. And I think that when you're in that, for me, a lot of people used to say to me, "This is your destiny. You will be in a high rise, still being in Women's Refuge." Like from a child you kind of I had that people would try and put that limiting belief that that will be your destiny, that will you will follow suit, and that's your progression, that's your path, that's your route, and kind of don't think that you're going to be or do anything else because that's where you're going to be.
Yeah.
And so I used to see money as the tool of freedom, and I used to think, well, if I can earn my own money and I'm not financially stuck in a situation, and it's not always financially, like people,
Yeah.
there's, it's another myth that I do really want to kind of bring to people's attention is that this is not something that affects just particular areas of society. This like goes across the board. So it's not always financial. I think it is one of the big contributing factors is that a lot of women are financially stuck in an environment. And because if they have breaks to have children and all these things,
Yeah.
they can't always then go and afford to leave. And that is just one element. But there is, and these are, all the elements that I witnessed is financial abuse, mental, physical, emotional. There's all of those things, and it happens at every level of society. Like
Mm.
it happens everywhere. And I think even sometimes even the way that you hear girls being spoken to, even by teenage boys, boys at
Mm.
school, like it happens everywhere. And I think we need to be addressing it. And so yeah, that's where we kind of want to give back to that. So for me, it was financial. I was like, if I can be financially secure, I don't have to put up with anybody. And that was
Yeah.
my goal as long as I could remember. I was like, I say this now and I say it jokingly, but I'm like, if something happened to my husband tomorrow, it would make no difference to my life. Like,
Yeah.
and that was my goal. Like, yeah, I might be a bit
Same.
emotionally
Yeah.
upset if something happened to him, but it wouldn't change the car I drive. It wouldn't change the house I live in. It wouldn't change the holidays. It wouldn't change anything for me. And that was always my goal as long as I can remember.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, and that to be, like, how did you start? Like coming from where you were, how did you start building wealth, really?
So, so I had my first car wash business at 10. Now, when you've grown up around an environment where there's like guns, drugs, like as much as those things might be illegal activity, those people are still entrepreneurs. So even in my car washing business, I learned they pay up front. They pay on
Yeah.
booking. So I would make everybody book their appointment on a Saturday or Sunday when I wasn't at school. I'd make them pay in advance, so I already had all of the money, so I could go and actually buy the stuff to wash cars. Then I'd wash all of their cars, and then I'd rinse and repeat. And I'd be like rebooking. I'd be like, I'm going to be here next week, yeah. Like even if they didn't want their car washing, I'm like, you're having it washed because I need the money. So so I started that, and then I started in a salon at 12, and then I kind of went into that industry for a long time because also I realized that the salon industry is probably one of the very few that would employ a 12-year-old. So I just kind of always then looked at what is the next step, what is the next step, what is the next step,
Yeah, yeah.
until eventually, I was an assessor, internal verifier. I did a coaching degree. I managed a
You
private
didn't just
training
you didn't
provider.
do two GCSEs like the Daily Mail that
I
tells.
know. I'm like,
I'm joking.
I know. You got to love the Daily Mail. I'm like, there's so
We're,
many
we're
errors.
always laughing about this because whenever you get into the press, there's always inaccuracies and they always keep printing that you got like one or two GCSEs, don't they? Which wasn't true. But anyway, I know that from a lot of people that do know you and know your journey kind of uh, recognize you from the kind of hair beauty world, I suppose.
Yeah,
But I know you're not to say that there's anything wrong with that, but I was going to say you're more than that. I don't mean it that way, but
yeah,
you evolved from that, haven't you?
yeah, yeah.
Now,
So what
like you
we
say, it's about female entrepreneurs generally.
Yeah, and I think it's important. So what happened basically in 2020 we started our mastermind, which we even saw a lot of our clients that we were working with that were in hair and beauty wanted to do other things. They were like, I want to go into property, I want to go into education, I want to go into products, I want to go into e-commerce, I want to do this. And so as much as I was growing and evolving, because I was doing different things, that's what they wanted to do as well. So we were like, right, we're going to create mastermind, and it's where everybody can come and do different things. So, now I have a property company, I have the e-commerce, I have an investment portfolio, like I have all these different things. And it's basically mastermind was created so I could share that with other female entrepreneurs who also wanted to diversify. And yes, they're like, great, great, I'm doing really well, I've got some money. What's next? What shall I do
Yeah.
next? What's their purposeful brand? What's their investment strategy? What's their diversification strategy? I've got one stream of income, but now I want two or three. Um, and I think that the other thing that we're noticing with our clients, a lot of them are self-made. So they haven't learned how to invest, how to do
Yeah.
all of these things. We always laugh like when we're together and people are like asking questions that are like, I know I should know this, but because it is a safe space where like you don't have to be the genius at everything. You just have to do the stuff, right? And you've got that supportive community where you can lean on each other for help and support. And obviously, you came to our retreat, and we've got people like Fliss in there, who is our in-house financial advisor. And it's like, you don't need to be an expert at investing because you just get somebody who's flipping amazing at it to help you and support you and show you what to do.
Yeah, yeah. And I love that because obviously being part of your mastermind, I can see that I think that's sort of been the synergy with me and you that I've always sort of been into that whole multiple income stream. And
Yeah,
even though not everything that I'm doing, there's always more that you can do, isn't there?
yeah,
On the journey. Start when you're around successful people who do, you're like, I want to do that. I want to do that. Um, and I think it's important in this day and age. Like we saw it since the pandemic, like in the pandemic was a really successful year for me because obviously there's a lot of people buying products online and because we're all
yeah,
in lockdown. But there was a lot of people reaching out to me, a lot of people that had bricks and mortar retail shops,
yeah,
or like your background with salons and things like that, that, they were having to close down. So they were looking at other income streams, but also people that have maybe have been in the corporate world or been a lawyer or something like that for years, again, are also looking at diversifying and looking at other ways to earn an income stream, if you know what I mean. So I think it's evolved from people just wanting, from my point of view, from e-commerce, people not just wanting a side hustle, but also just wanting to have multiple streams of income, you know. And I
yeah,
think you do that really well in your mastermind. It was great. Well, obviously, it's great going to Marbs anyway for the retreat. But it was really good listening to lots of other types of business owners
yeah.
uh, having similar things that happen in their business, and just supporting each other. And like you say, with this kind of underlying theme of making sure that you're not just relying on one income stream, because I think it's really, really important. Uh,
Yeah, you wouldn't sit on a one-legged stool. Like for all your financial eggs to be in one basket, you're leaving yourself really fragile. And when you do study like the top entrepreneurs, it's like a basic rule of thumb. Like they will have several streams of income. They are not reliant on one thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, from your journey so far, what would you say, especially for like maybe people who are at the beginning of the journey, or maybe you've got one income stream and looking to develop another? What would you say that, because you've been hugely successful and obviously you didn't come from that kind of background, did you? So, you've
No.
obviously had that grit and determination.
A lot of grit.
I'll throw that in there because that's one of your branding lines.
Yeah.
But what would you say it's down to? To inspire other people and share with other people.
I think it is a lot of grit. I think it's having that clear vision and purpose because that is what gets you through the tough days, that you know what you're doing it for. You've got to be really aligned to that. Like, who and what are you doing this for? And where are you trying to go? I think, and even I could do this more, is enjoy the process more,
Mhm.
and don't just focus on the end result. For me, it's also, I love what I do. And I even say, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I would still do my mastermind. Like, you've got to, when you're picking like another thing to do what you love as well. Like it makes it so much easier. And I know Anna, we had this conversation. I'm like, we're doing more things that don't feel like business.
Yeah.
I want to be more at more events that like I hang out with Anna and we
Yeah.
go to an event and yes, we're doing business, but we have an absolute amazing time. Like so if you
We both had that with September. Like we went to so many different events, and it was slightly different with what we went to, but there was some synergy in the events we went to. And like, even though I was absolutely shattered for September, it was just it was an amazing month, because I
yeah,
think a lot of the time as business owners or entrepreneurs, we spend a lot of time building you can gain so much more by getting out there and meeting and networking with other people and just hearing.
yeah,
Didn't realize that as much. I'd kind of felt like I got into not a bit of a rut, but just I didn't
yeah,
get
just a bit
much in the
exposed.
early days to inspire me. But you get to be a bit of a know-it-all where you think, you never know that. Oh, I know
Yeah,
that. And you don't see the value in it as much. But
yeah.
then actually when you go and do it, you think, oh my God, I've been missing out on doing more. I need to do more of them. So
Yeah, and I think that's the other thing that I've always done from day one. And I think this is also helps because my husband is a sports coach, right? So from day one, even before I'd earn any money, I've always had mentors.
yeah,
Um, like, and we calculated the other month actually, I've probably spent about 500 grand in mentors. Um, and I love that because you need to always have that person pushing you, those other people in your community who inspire you, because it allows you to like stay focused, stay inspired, stay motivated whilst being around a community, a collective of people who you can lean on for support. Like, I think it keeps pushing you.
yeah,
And I
definitely.
think that's key. I think that's important. Like the minute you get stuck, like having a mentor collapses time. Like, why would you want to take 2 years, 3 years to figure something out and just hope you get it right when you could have a mentor and get complete that thing in 6 months, 3 months, however,
Yeah.
however
And
long.
also like getting involved in other communities and networks as well.
Yeah.
I
Because you
mean,
might meet somebody and you're
yeah.
like, so even for our clothing, we met somebody who then who's one of my clients actually, and it's her husband and brother-in-law that own our distribution center. And I'm like, if you didn't go out and meet people, you wouldn't be like, oh, I know this person who can help you. Oh, this
Yeah.
person owns this company, because you want recommendation of who you're going to collaborate with, who you're going to work with.
And
Like
there's
you
more
can't
trust
do it
there
by
as well.
yourself.
There's more like there's more purpose for them delivering the service to you and vice versa.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
So you
you
get
need
better
like
suppliers,
connection,
better
yeah.
contractors, better customers, because you're out there meeting them.
I actually think we should be doing it in all areas of our life. Like I had this conversation with my physio because I did my back in, and then on the fourth session, he made me do all these weights that I'd never done before, and I did my back in again. But it wasn't as bad. So he's now wanting to sell physio products on Amazon.
Yeah.
And he's now going to become my personal trainer because I'm thinking, because I'm getting old, I need to be, and I need someone on my case. I was going to the gym, but then it kind of dwindles and I give
Yeah.
myself excuses. So I thought if I've got him once or twice a week, it's going to make sure that I'm doing what he's telling me to do. Do you know what I mean? And I think obviously we people show off, don't they, when they've got a personal trainer, like I am now. But when you've got like a relationship coach or even like mental health, like counsel therapist, you don't show off as much.
Yeah.
You know that when I had counselling many years ago, the lady that I had, I was a bit kind of didn't want to go at the beginning, but we became really good friends. It got to the point where she said, "I think we need to end these sessions because all we're doing is sharing books and podcasts and debating about life." But she said that she had a counsellor, even though she didn't think there was anything that she needed to go to a counsellor for, and it was just to check on her mental health. And I thought that was really interesting. Like
Yeah.
I think like relate every areas of your life, if you proactively did, I know we all don't do, but if we proactively did that, like so business, health and fitness, relationships, mental health, we'd absolutely be smashing it in all areas of life, wouldn't we?
Oh,
Uh,
definitely.
so I definitely think that as humans, we give ourselves excuses or it's the network, like you're saying, the networking, all those different things that you can gain so much out of having a mentor. But the value in it is phenomenal, especially for business. So tell us then, because as I Model,
Repping, we're all
as
repping
I
here.
model the baseball cap and the water bottle. Here I am as a brand. I've also got the short sale show in a minute. So tell us about the product line, because obviously we get the whole She Collective around, the Harrods or the Selfridges, but the physical product is a new thing for you, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, do you know what this came from? When I read one of the first books that I really enjoyed was Denise Thomas' Get Rich Lucky Bitch. And I love that book. And she was talking about upgrading little things in your life, right? So things like you might look at your pajama drawer and you're like, these are like gross. We need to upgrade them, get rid of them and have a couple of nice things. Or when you look at your underwear drawer and you're like, why is that like that needs a freshen up, right? And it was talking about all these little upgrades, and I was like, most female entrepreneurs, when you're at home working on your business, which we call the grit, right? You're doing the ads, you're doing the sales pages, you're doing the payroll, you're doing the admin, you're doing all of those things. I still wanted to feel like my seven, eight figure self,
Yeah,
even on those days. Now, on the day like that, which today is a perfect example, I am going school run. Then I might be doing a workout session. Then I might be doing a Zoom call like this. Then I might be in a meeting. Then I might be back on the school run. And then I'm taking my son to football, right? So I need something that is going to take me through that whole day and where I can dress it up, dress it down, and I still feel like my seven, eight figure self, right? So that's kind of where I wanted to bring in the clothing element, where really it's a dual capsule wardrobe that you can dress up and down to take you through those days really smooth and quickly. Because I used to find I'd literally look like a homeless person in my car where I was like getting changed between things
yeah.
because I was like, right now I'm in a meeting, and ideally I need to get
Gosh,
changed.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
I'm like, oh, now I'm gonna run and do a quick spinning class and I need to get changed again. And then I'm taking Hunter to football and I'm going to be freezing on a football pitch. So I need to get changed again. And I was like, this is madness. So it's like, how could I have something? Because I'd say with our clothing, like it is, like you felt the quality of it all, like it is luxury, it is thick, like it's, it is kind of really that you
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
feel,
I think you can see from the top.
yeah, like how thick
It,
it, yeah.
it's the quality is amazing, I've got to
So,
say.
most days I can have the t-shirt on, the leggings on, I can put a blazer on over that, or like today where I am more from home, I've got the jumper on with the joggers on, like, and everything all matches with each other. So you could wear one of the jumpers with one of the joggers, or one of the jumpers with one of the leggings, like
You've
everything
got, we're flashing off the pink at the moment, but you've got the pink, the kind of
with the grey and the
marl grey,
navy.
it's like is it called marl grey?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because Wednesdays we wear pink.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so each coord comes in a three-piece coord. So you've got the jumper, the shorts, and the joggers, and that's in pink, the mole grey, and the navy, and then the navy leggings and the white t-shirt. So everything can kind of intermix
Yeah.
together. Because that was the other thing as well. Do you ever like you go to the wash and you're like, oh, I've got this top, but then the bottoms that match
Oh,
it are in the wash.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
like, ah, whereas if everything matches, like it just
The
makes you
boys
like,
do that really well with like their Nike. What is it? Flat? What's the with the lines? I can't think of the Nike. Basically, they have different. They mix quite well.
yeah.
Basically, you can have like the navy with the grey and or the black and whatever, and they seem to have like multiple different colours that they managed to get over the years. So I think it's good that you can do that. I'm definitely going to get the leggings. It's on my to-do list. I really want to get them now.
Yeah, they are a four-way stretch, right? So the leggings are almost like a Spanx leggings. So, and that's what I love about them. So from the back, there's no lumps or bumps. From
Yeah,
the sides, there's no lumps or bumps. So yeah,
yeah,
they
yeah,
are
yeah.
phenomenal.
So I know obviously it wasn't because I went to the launch party and you've got the great thing is there was like quite a few different influencers there who align with your brand as well with the giving back to refuge and also were all phenomenal. They were all phenomenal women, weren't they?
Yeah.
And entrepreneurs and all that kind of thing. And so what? So. I know obviously what you're doing because you've got products that you're launching on Amazon very soon. I think it's going to be around mid to end of November. And for Black Friday, we're hoping, aren't we?
Yeah, yeah,
So like I was saying before, I tend to work with a mixture of people. Some people are beginners, some, already successful doing what they're doing and they want to, launch a physical product brand. So tell us what you do, what you're doing with all that now, and then also what the vision is for the each. Because obviously I know because I've got intel.
yeah. So our accessories range is what's going to go on Amazon first.
Have you
So
got them there? Have you got them there? Have you got the?
haven't, and I'm like, oh, what a schoolboy error. So what so what we've
Tell us
got,
anyway. Tell us.
yeah. So the first thing we've got is hair rollers. Okay, so these are like foam rollers that you can put in your hair. So obviously, like for me, I'm speaking or doing video content and stuff like that most days. So I can sleep in them and then like today I can just literally tip my head up and I'm ready to go, right? Whereas without them, what I would have to do before is I'd have to get up and blow dry my hair every day. Um, and then it was drying out and da da da. And I'm like, and it's the time and everything else. So now with the hair rollers, I can just literally sleep in them and then literally give my hair a shake in the morning. Boom, I'm ready to go. So
Yeah.
so it's
Got my-
all about, yeah, it's all about saving time and being ready. Like all of our items is a strategy of how you can conquer that day quicker and faster. Um, so you can get on with running your business and doing what you need to do. So the hair rollers is the first thing that is going to launch on Amazon. And then we've also got the bags. So we've got like a small makeup bag, a large makeup bag, a vanity case, a
Yeah.
hair tools bag, and a laptop case bag. So again, and again, they all have multi-use. So some I don't just use as a um, as a makeup bag. What I also use that for is I do a lot of events. I'm traveling to events, and I use it as a tech bag. So we always, everybody needs a tech bag. So that has got,
Wires and
oh,
yeah,
everything. It
yeah,
can have ribbon in it because we've got to hold up a banner. Uh,
yeah.
it's got a clicker in it for the laptop because you get somewhere to speak and there's no bloody clickers. You've got everything, leads, wires, chargers, a drone. We use the mini drone for capturing images, and we might have a little camera stand so that we can put the phone on the camera to take pictures, the Bluetooth button to take
Tripods and like
pictures.
yeah.
Like it's endless, right? So they can be used as tech bags as
Oh,
well.
mate,
Um,
yeah.
and packing, and then the laptop bag, and then the hair tools bag. So I always have like a Dyson Air wrap and my rollers, so that all fits in the nice long hair tools bag. So that when I'm packing for stuff, I've always got everything that I need. And I've always got, those things to take out with me. And the little bag, I use that every day. So that just lives in my handbag and it'll have paracetamol in it. It'll have business cards in it. It'll have my bank card in it. It'll have a lipstick in it. It's like what we call the SOS bag. It's like all your emergency shit in one bag that you just can't live without.
It's like quite good to have that in the car, isn't it, as well?
Yeah. So that goes everywhere with me. It might have a little bit of cash, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it's like I don't always need to have a big handbag, but I can just have my little SOS bag with all my bits and bobs, and it'll fit my phone in it as well. Like so, every kind of the little bits and bobs that I need.
So you'll have the clothing range, as we just saw, like the shorts and the baseball cap and the hooded
Jumpers.
leggings and the bottle. You'll have the hair curlers. I was going to say rollers, they're the kind of curler roller things, aren't they? The
Yeah,
heatless ones, aren't they? Which is
yeah,
great. And
yeah,
what we recognise is that the ones on Amazon are really poor, aren't they?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
They're
so
they're either silky, so they're just going to slip out. So you're going to wake up and they're going to be gone. Or they're the long rods, which again, that's not going to stay like that.
yeah,
As soon as you sleep on the side, that's going to be gone.
and
Um,
yours also comes with a little comb, doesn't
yeah.
it?
So a
Yeah, yeah.
white tooth comb, because what you don't want to do with your hair is keep putting your hands through it. Because think how much like breathe
Yeah,
dirt, your hands do pick up during the day. So if you keep putting your hands through your hair's going to get greasy really quick.
yeah,
Whereas if you use the wide tooth comb, you can just brush out the curls and you're done.
yeah. And then all of the different bags, there's like 4 or 5 different bags from
Yeah,
Lap,
5 different bags. Yeah.
the beauty ones, plus they can be used for other things. Have you got plans for anything that you're thinking of? Any
Oh
other
my
products
gosh. Loads. So we're going to keep sampling because that's what so right now we're going to go on the accessories are going to go onto Amazon, then and our Shopify. Then we want to get everything onto UK Amazon, our own Shopify, and then America Amazon.
Yeah,
Then what we need to get into the process of then is sampling your products and kind of knowing when you're going to launch them. So really, do we need to be sampling a product now that we want to launch for Valentine's? Do we want to then be sampling products for, November, December for next summer?
yeah.
Like it's planning your lead times and your launch products then. And then you can kind of rotate products, or you might have a collection that comes and goes, So it's like, oh, there's only
Yeah,
100 and then it's gone. Um,
yeah.
so, we kind of then we can get into the swing of planning those things as
And
well.
you'll also get to see from this like first run, like the popular lines of different things. And that
Yeah,
will, it's like listening to the audience and the customers of how you evolve, like
yeah,
especially some of the bags, there might be one that really stands out as the one that everyone's buying, and then it just helps you with the quantities that you get or just the direction that you go. Because then you might think, well, actually, we could create a different version of this or a different color of this one. Or, like you say, a limited edition of it for Valentine's or whenever. So yeah, I'm obviously really excited because I'm working with you. Um, but I'm excited anyway. And obviously the clothing range and the bottles and all that is live on your website right now, and all of the Amazon stuff will be fingers crossed just before Christmas.
yeah,
Um, so for wherever you're watching this, because this is going to go on my YouTube as well as on Facebook and Instagram, we'll put all the details of the CEO Collective website because everything's going to be on there, isn't it?
yeah,
Uh, Eventually. So you can have a look not just only at the product range, but everything that this kind of like movement's about for the female entrepreneur with all the courses and the mastermind and the events and all that kind of stuff. So, and of course, the kind of underlying purpose with the values and all that kind of stuff, and also the giving back to refuge, which I think is fab. I love it. So final thoughts then. Obviously, you want to hit the US as well.
yeah.
Do you have many clients for courses and things have you got like plans for events over there in the future?
Yeah, so eventually we'd like to take exactly what we do here to US as well. So yeah, so the courses, which we already do sell courses in America because that's
Yeah,
a digital product. And again, that's where I do think it's important as a business to have that diversification in products as well, not just business, but where you've got some that you can sell globally already and some that are specific to location, etc. So yeah, so eventually exactly what we've got in the UK, we want to duplicate in America as well.
yeah, exciting. And I know obviously on the retreat we were talking about the 8-figure you.
Yeah.
So any other kind of like visions and goals that you want to aim for? And what is the obviously you want to go global, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So we definitely our vision is for Shio Collective to be a global community, um, where we can really kind of help. There's charity elements that we want to work with as well. And I know we've spoke about doing that
Yeah.
together as well, Anna, is like how can we not just give back like financially, but how can we create sponsored courses and programs for other people to up level them and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So it's definitely more charity elements that we want to bring into it as well. And again, that comes to your network. Like, today I've got a meeting with NatWest and I'm like, we could work with them to sponsor courses and programs for people who are contacting refuge. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
putting all of those things in place. Um, and that is the goal. And as well, I've brought my children to your Amazon
Oh
Day.
yeah.
My
I
other
just thought about the kids thing before. I forgot.
Yeah, so my other thing is teaching my own children. Like I want them to have the tools and the skills to go on and do whatever they want to do and be successful. Like teaching them grit, teaching them business skills, teaching them financial skills, like teaching them all of these things because they're not going to learn that in school. So that is a big part of my goal day to day as well is, yes, I'm teaching all these female entrepreneurs, but I have to teach my own children
Yeah.
as well. So, that is the bigger
I
goal.
have that as well because I'm a real beam on it about what they teach at school because
Yeah,
they still do young enterprise that we did. I just think they could be doing so much more as an offer. It's all focused on going to university and going in a job, and actually they should also show the alternative of running a business, but also just teaching. Now we've got AI, just teaching so much more around the digital side of things for
yeah,
kids as well as you know.
100%. And I think whilst they're not learning that there, um, how can we be teaching them and getting them inspired
Yeah.
and making it fun? And so that's a big part of kind of the longer journey as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. You are a real inspiration, and I know we've had lots of people passing through and listening. So if anyone has any comments, I will be obviously sharing Jess's Sheo Collective site, and I'll add Jess to the group as well. But wherever you're watching this, do reach out and follow Jess online, Jessica Crane. And I just think you're journey of where you've come from and what you're creating and where you're going to go is really inspirational. And so I just thank you for coming in here and
Oh, thanks,
sharing your whole
Anna.
journey and what you're doing. And I can't wait to get your Amazon US.
Yeah.
We're obviously focusing on the UK a lot to kind of test it and, start the process. But yeah, I can't wait to help you in the US. So I don't know if there's any final thoughts you want to leave us with, but big thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no, I think, as always, with Geo Collective, we build, we lead, we conquer. Like, be collective, collaborate with others, go find those mentors, go find those communities, and, map your vision and, conquer that vision.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely love it. Is there anything that I can share as well that people can, any digital products that we can share?
Yeah, definitely. So if you head over to the Geo Collective website, there are resources, there's tools, there's community, there's events, everything that you need is all on there.
Perfect. All right, great stuff. Thanks ever so much, Jess, and thanks for sharing it with us.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.